We're back with Dr. Michael Irving, himself a survivor of sexual child abuse, now a man who has helped so many others and has 2 children of his own, a 12-year-old boy and a 31-year-old daughter,
yeah.
who is a
child psychologist.
I wonder where she learned that from, Dad.
From her mom.
From her mom. Is mom a psychologist too?
Yeah, her mom's a psychotherapist, a very good one.
So the whole family's helping everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
You came up with this idea 9 years ago. How did you come up with this idea? Like you woke up one morning and went, I have this brilliant idea. I had a dream.
Yeah, partially I was dealing with clients and partly I was dealing with my own issues. And I was making sort of memorials for some of the children that I had saw abused in groups when I was a child. And they were just things that I would collect and put into a box. And I was in Washington, D.C., and I saw the Vietnam War Memorial in the Holocaust Museum. And before that day was over, I had decided that I would make a monument to child abuse.
What impresses me is in all my time in this field, I've never seen anyone create something that gives the feeling of noble and of proud and of courage and of beauty and strength that is portrayed in these figures. And everybody who's been through that, who's survived, has all of those. And nowhere is it honored in that way, the survivors. This is unique in that sense.
Yeah. The monument is collaborative. It took almost 6 years to come up with the final design. And that design, the emotion and the spirit behind that design was influenced by literally hundreds of people that I talked to about what should a monument do. And the design was created more from the feeling than the actual image of the figures. So I worked with the feeling, and I felt what the monument would feel like if you walked around it. And I spent 45 minutes just outside walking around the space where this monument would be. And then I walked in to my studio, and the monument came together in about 45 minutes. But it took 6 years to get to that 45 minutes, and literally the input of several hundred people about what it should be and what it should do.
Now, the one for the United Nations that you want to do, that you will have 7 figures?
7 figures.
In a circle.
In a circle, and there will be a fountain in the center, and the hands will be made by people from across the world, and it will have the hands that were made in Canada really as the launching hands for that monument.
Each one of the squares of the quilt, if you can see this one, each person, and the person who created this has never done sculpting before, but they made their handprint and then they made this. It's extraordinary. Can you see the child in the palm of the hand? And then the hands of the, I don't know what this represents to me. I see a family of love and caring.
Yeah.
These are non-artists. This is amazing work.
The sculpture says awakening to the possibilities of joy. And what happens is in the first workshop, either adults or children, we take a plaster cast of their hand, and then from the plaster cast, we take a wax.
Is this a person?
Nope, that's,
okay.
Oh yeah, that's the person for that one.
Okay, so this is Karen.
That's Karen's hand.
Okay.
And then we take a wax off of the plaster.
Right.
And that's what the person works with to begin with. So we give them a sculpted.
So she was given this, and she came back and created this.
And this is someone else's. That's David's. And David created that hand. And really, the power of good art comes from deep core of the self. And child abuse is inseparable from the core. So the place that good art comes from is connected to that place that was hurt. And then the idea of a national monument that's going to have an impact on really on the world is very inspirational and is very, it draws people's passion. So the necessities of good art exist in these squares. And so the people come up with the content, and then I have a studio staff of good artists who also know about child abuse issues, and they help the person finish off and make, when you see the squares, they're all good professional works of art.
When's this going up?
The fall of 2000 is when we're going to be unveiling in Toronto. It will be quite an event. And then
Will you promise to invite me?
Yes, please.
I'd like to be there. I think the idea of leaving those square spaces so that the rest of us can go up and wet our hands and show our support is it's so touching.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
You've done a beautiful thing. I
Thank you.
congratulate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for writing me. It's a wonderful thing. By the way, if you want to get in touch, the number is, it's a 416 number, 922-8955. And here's the website, www.childabusemonument, M-O-N-J, monument, you finish the whole word, .organization. If you don't get the information, just call us here at the Dini Show. We'd be happy to get this to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you. We'll talk again.